It's not over. Freaking heck. Guys, it's not over. And it's not okie dokie. Hello, weeaboos and ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to more Doki Doki Literature Club. It is I, Sharks Are Friends, and the game has just begun. And I hope you guys are aware of that now. Are you ready? Oh boy. Dude, that's my favorite. I love learning that language on Rosetta Stone. That was borderline just not okay. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because, you know, you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around only on days like this. Any weather conditions, the day of the week, all those things, you know, they have to be perfect. Otherwise, the conditions don't permit us walking together. But starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I must feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk. Oh boy, I can already tell the more we continue, the more messed up my speech is. You know, just perfect for what's going on here too. However, just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let catch up to me. It's an ordinary school day, like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. I always tell myself, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. The freaking music trips me out, like shifts beat like a little bit, and it's not like even proggy, it's just so unnatural. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in any way. How would you know? Can't just say that unless you try it out, boyo. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of motivation. Yeah, I got nothing. Clubs! There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Oh, you filthy weeaboo. Ethan?
Hey,
Boss! Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Just so long. I feel like it's been almost a long time. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular the coolest girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that, I actually quit the debate club. Smart. Now, okay, now we're talking, Monica. What do you say? You and me start our own debate. Start our own debate club. You know what I'm saying? Be like, yeah. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major club. Feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. Much rather talk about something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. Crap, I should turn down my headphones. That honestly did get me a little bit. And I'm not freaking lying, guys. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. Embarrassing? Please. That's just how it works out at first. Unless, of course, you're like me, who just kind of continues a club after, you know, your sophomore year when it was already an existing club, and you're like, let's just bring it back. And then everyone joins, and you have like 30 people. You're like, oh yeah, hosting the club with my bros. You know, you and your 2 friends that set it up. Just hosting a club, nothing, no big deal. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. You're right. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know. Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in a club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Why wouldn't she? Hey, Ethan. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? No. I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? No? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? How could I say no to Monica? How? You know, you're right. Sure, I guess I could check it out. No? Awesome. You're really sweet, Ethan. You know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go, then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Oh, thanks. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Am I too low? No, this is okay. Third year. What year am I? I think I asked that in like my very first episode of this playthrough. What year am I? How old am I? Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. It's me! I'm back! And I brought a guest with me. Eh? A guest? Seriously, you brought a boy? Wow, okay. Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Ethan. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Only 3 of them. Yeah, 3 of them. Only 3. There's only 3. So let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? Yes. It's a little obvious, isn't it? No, I'm not. Natsuki. Come on, dude. Play it off like yes. Just, if you say yes, then no bad stuff is gonna happen. The girl with a sour attitude whose name is apparently Natsuki is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki. Energetic as usual. This is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So nice. So I ran into Ethan in a classroom and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but it just happened. I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. I don't like tea anymore, Yuri. Sorry, I've grown out of it. It's not my taste style anymore. Why don't you come sit down, Ethan? The girl have a few desks arranged to form a table. Gosh dang. Yuri walks around the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Yeah, except that girl you told to off herself. Who? Wait. Who? What are you talking about? I don't know. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. Frick. I'm gonna take a moment, everybody. I was gonna answer a few questions that, I don't know, I feel like can be answered at this point. Sayori, yeah, she hung herself, and I'm just gonna say, pretty dang sure that Monica told her to. Remember, I just at the very least told her to. Remember, she sat down next to her desk, and Sayori was even more depressed after that. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Gosh dang, like like saying that, like just wow. Jeez. Anyway, other questions? I don't remember. However, let's go look at our Steam files in here. So we're gonna go properties, local files, browse local files. We have a really nice picture here that I thought I'd show you guys. Oh, that's a lovely picture. Happy thoughts. That's with an X instead of an O. That popped up earlier and I forgot to show it off, but there you guys go. It's quite beautiful. Also, we go to characters and there is no Sayori. I think that's it. Alright, cool. We'll keep an eye on those from time to time. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before. I remember having the hardest time grow this club before we graduate, understanding what that sentence meant the first time, and I think I still do. I have not gained many brain cells since. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. So hard. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in the front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I don't like tea. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not. Insulted Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Ethan, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Once again, nothing. I like reading. I like looking at catalogs about tea sets in China. I like reading about the history of tea. I like reading about the Boston Tea Party. Manga! Yeah, manga! I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Huh? It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Wow, what a great assumption. Rude. What am I saying? Spoke out without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Okay, I need a... It's too high. There we go. That's like perfect. Okay. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. Telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep, psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Are you suggesting something? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. Once again, goosebumps. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Yeah, once again. I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes you think or takes me to another world, then I can't really put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. Oh, just manga. Okay, that's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud, and give it that back. Wow, we still don't get to read it. Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Oh, well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I guess that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident. A very confident writer, I guess. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. Don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon, but yeah, sure. ... I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Oh boy. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. What did you do before? You just... Oh, wait, I know. I already know, but, like, I still... I'm trying to understand. So you just sat and read. Natsuki just sat and read. And Monika, what? What did Monika do? Not read, obviously. Wrote poems, maybe? I don't know. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president, after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. You're the fake news vice president. Fake news. How appropriate. No, where's Sayori? Where's the real VP, huh? Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Ethan? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought, Huh? The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Ethan. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4, and I've been really trying hard to find new members. And if we don't find one before the festival, I'm defenseless among these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? Just say no. They teach you this in junior high. You're in high school. You should figure it out by now. I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. Pretty chill. So if writing a poem is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Well, only... Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? I said that really weird. You really mean that, Ethan? No. Yeah, it could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. I mean, Ethan, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Yeah, bet money that was a lie. Bet my freaking bottom dollar. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone, I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember today's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Ethan, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. No. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? Well, as I remember, she wasn't an option. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. I can. Oh boy, with that I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Incorrect. No, you're incorrect. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature college? I can't freaking talk. I try to read so fast and then it just sounds so ridiculous. Rob had the chance to grow one of these girls. Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. Just need one to make the most circumstance good fortune find me? And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. I guess so, my dude. You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Nah! Get that crap out of my face. Today I cut my skin open for the first time. It was exhilarating. I think I understand how... feels now. I'm supposed to be the responsible one though, so I don't think I'll be doing it again unless I decide to kill myself. I left a memento of the occasion below. What the frick? Okay. Suicide. We're just gonna go for like very, very dark words now. Contamination. Melancholy. That's the closest I got. No, these are all too happy. Ah! Essence. Dark. Where's more edgy words? Sweet cheeks. Can I pick both of them at the same time? Sweet cheeks. Secretive. Broken. Anxiety's pretty good. Philosophy. No, we need dark words. Yeah, philosophy's pretty dark. Climax. Shopping. Horror. Yeah. Massacre. Valentine. Unending. Unending's pretty dark, I guess. Determination. That's it. That's the one. Variants. Boop. Meager. Nah, marshmallows are pretty good. Graveyard. Electricity. That's a weird thing to put in there. Fantasy. Ocean of apathy. Sadness. Depression. Misery. Breathe unrequited. Cry. Wow. So Yuri inherited like all the sad things. Oh, Yuri inherited all the sad things from Sayori, and Natsuki inherited all the happy things because Sayori liked both being bittersweet. Interesting. Hi again, Ethan. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Haha. Don't speak too soon. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is just chilling. Thanks for keeping your promise, Ethan. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Not at all. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Hi. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged in by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki certainly has a big mouth for you're so tiny, Monica. You got very tiny. Actually, maybe not. Yeah, you're pretty small to everyone. Your proportions. For someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. What the frick? You see how it's tilted? That's whack. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated. Natsuki plops, and it's like slowly zooming in, and it's making me trip. Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Ethan. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. Ugh. If you really don't want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. Freaking heck. Okay, so even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? Just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. That, like, key change? That modulation in the music? And we could, discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. And the pills? Enthusiastically take the pills? Cause this is making me dizzy. Whew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Okay. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities at the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. Can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Right, I'm pursuing Yuri still. At this point, it's out of my hands, okay guys? Out of my hands, I swear. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. Crap! She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I'm under this sensing I made her uncomfortable. Yeah, you did. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place, but I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book that you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it, not for any particular reason. No, not at all. Just curious. Some of this is repeated dialogue, and I'm just like freaking commenting on it the same way I did before. It's so stupid. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, Murder. I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. Ah, yes. I know the type. But the facility gets even worse when they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... The people trapped there have the trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse when that was not the description you told me before. Oh my. Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not that thing about the limbs. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out from nowhere. Ah, are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Ethan? No, it's not that. No, I watch that, read that stuff all the time. I watch that freaking anime type stuff all the time. You know, I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forget that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. Horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Holy crap, okay. If you say so. But because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. You got a little bit of a nihilist. Oh, then I'm... What did you say? Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts... What did you say? Huh? I completely missed that. I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. Please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. Why do all the characters just like start with a that's and then it cuts off? Like it's strange. At least it's just like, I guess one of the authors type things that you pick up. You know, you read a series and the author just kind of repeats these certain things, kind of panders it a little bit. But I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing in most cases. Sometimes it's annoying, but just a weird thing I noticed. The least I could do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. Did it again. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I stay here, right? I slip in the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to, it's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Oh, of course not. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just bathing. Frick! I want to read that. That was edgy. I was just bathing something. I do? I don't really mean to. Oh, you apologize a lot. Sorry. I mean, here, this should work, right? I sign my desk up until it's up against Yuri's and hold my book more between the two of them. I gotta freaking read faster. I gotta be on top of this. Click when I'm looking at the screen. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our soul... Okay. boy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to the side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kinda distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Huh? To turn the page? Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I could do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. Continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to the side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Oh man. Huh? No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? The narrative of the main character is actually very, very correct, because every time he questions something, I'm like, yeah, what the frick? What? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet, so I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Huh? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Ethan, did something happen just now? Huh? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Make up your mind, which is it? Did I hurt her? Do you think I hurt her or did something? Or, nothing alarming? What is it? Make up your freaking mind. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other, huh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slipped it back into my bag. Who should I read? Oh, rip. Natsuki. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. ... Huh? Ethan, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh? What do you expect me to believe that you... Oh, I can skip this. Alright, this is all stuff I've read. Is that poem the same? I hope so. Monica. Hi, Ethan. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or anything we can do better, I'm always listening. Noted. Can you make up your mind on what you think about me and people, please? Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? I'm already afraid. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, I want to share your poem with me. It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess if I have to. Don't worry, Ethan. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Ethan. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. Or oh. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so so believable. So deep. Wow. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that it's a bad thing though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her, but that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. That's terrible. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she's too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. That's just anxiety. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri, I'm back. Did I miss anything? Oh, but, you know, she has a solution for her anxiety. Oh, not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Huh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. That's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. Is this different? I think it is different. Sorry, my camera died mid-recording. Rip me, right? Rip me. And won't be able to read the poem now. That's okay. I'll pause that in editing so you guys can all read it. Dang it! So what do you think? You know, it's good. It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. Yeah, us millennials like freeform, I guess. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. Slam poetry! What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a little bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. Oh, I can skip all this. Okay, perfect. Who should I read my poem, show my poem to next? Yuri. And I can skip this. How convenient. Whew! Wow, that was intense. Whew! You know, phew, had to read that. Like, that was a lot of stuff to read. Whew. Wow. I guess that's... What the frick happened in the melody there? Is this doing... is this bitonality? Like, polytonality, where you have multiple keys? I can't say that's the case for sure. I'm gonna have to inspect the music a little bit more when that happened with the flute. I glance around the room. This was a little more stressful than anticipated. Yeah, just a little bit. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica's writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. They're gonna fight. I already know it. I don't want to spend too much longer, so thank you everybody so much for watching. We'll pick this right back up in the next episode. It's not done. The games have only begun. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, comment, and share your thoughts, and then share the video if you could. I appreciate that support, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.